Ravi. Amen.
Ichoi ho play card chule banner ho ipi ho zo sin chu chin ma hin su tu pe lao chun ni pau men te in lo ni koi ma he din zo mo lo je chun ana su thang po te
Manipur
play card in chilang hen hi chilang gari chung hi lo in chilang zo hen na he la ma hu ki sa nan mai lang zo hen ko le han ni pau men te in lo wa koi mai he din chop lo je nei ma ho le ai ma ho in play card ni lang banner ho ipi ho zo chilang ma stage ma lang hen koi the le han ni pau men te
tu ni ki zon na lung kim lo na he so tangkur ho in erseta li tan te ka bol nau le song phal chule mulam a bolawa ni ni ya hin kho cha na ni phagat dang ki su kha na chula bel vela te ka bol nau chule chief minister pa audio leak merseta gal bol ding ati ti pen thudi thuta ki phone ro lo ya lung kim lo versa na tu ni khon 29 April 2026 ni pa he izon na rally he anache tha he lo thang tan program chu apechai ta ne he
hello hiti memorandum hi kan sim chai le DC pa ko ma submit ding hi in simpan tange to Shri Narendra Modi, Honorable Prime Minister of India, Prime Minister's Office, South Block, Resina Hills, New Delhi, 110011. Subject: Memorandum from the Kuki, women of the Kuki Zo community seeking urgent judicial intervention into the N. Biren Singh audio tape case and immediate action against the armed attack on Mulam and Sonul Kuki villages of 24 April 2026 for the restoration of justice, truth and accountability in Manipur. Honorable Prime Minister, sir, we the women of the Kuki Zo community of Manipur through the Kuki Women Organization for Human Rights KWOHR and the Kuki Women Union General Headquarters most respectfully approach your kind office on two grave matters that strikes at the very foundation of the rule of law, the dignity of human life, and the constitutional rights of the people we represent. Sir, as mothers, wives, sisters and daughters, we have borne the heaviest cost of the violence that has engulfed Manipur since May 2023. We have buried our loved ones, sheltered the displaced, raised orphan children, and held our community together through nearly 3 years of sufferings. The events of recent days have once again brought our state to the brink. It is with anguish, but also with abiding faith in the Constitution of India that we now place these matters before you. Number one, the N. Biren Singh audio tape case. The leaked audio recording, currently before the Honorable Supreme Court of India and widely reported in the national press, contains statements attributed to the former Chief Minister of Manipur, Shri N. Biren Singh, that strongly suggests direct complicity of the highest political office of the state in the ethnic violence unleashed against the Kuki Zo community. The disclosure raised the gravest possible question of the constitutional propriety, criminal accountabilities and abuse of the public office. Despite the seriousness of the matter, no concrete actions has been taken to the date. The continued silence is deeply demoralizing for the women and children who have lost husbands, sons, fathers and homes, and it erodes the public faith in the impartiality of the state. We respectfully submit that the credibility of the Union government's commitments to the rule of law in Manipur is now inseparable from the manner in which this case is pursued. A time-bound, independent, and judicially supervised investigation is the bare minimum that the situation demands. Number 2, the armed attack on Mulam and Sonul villages, 24 April 2026. On the 24th April 2026, the kuki villages of Mulam and Sonul were subjected to a brutal and premeditated armed attack which resulted in the loss of innocent lives, grievous injuries, and destructions of homes. Once again, it is the women and children of these villages who have been left to mourn, to flee, and to rebuild from the ashes. The attack occurred notwithstanding the prolonged deployment of Central Armed Police Forces in the state and the existence of the buffer zone, arrangement intended to prevent precisely such incidents. It is not an isolated criminal act. It forms part of the continuing patterns of armed aggressions against the Kuki-Zo people, in which the perpetrators have repeatedly enjoyed effective impunity. In response, a joint meeting convened by the Kuki in Manipur has resolved to organize a peaceful protest under the theme Mass Rally for Justice, Truth and Accountability on the 29th April 2026 in the district of Churachandpur, Kangpokpi, Ternopal and Chandil. We undertake this rally as a lawful, dignified and constitutional protected expressions of our community's grief and our demands for justice. Number 3, prayers for the Honorable Prime Minister. In the lights of the foregoing, we must humbly and honestly pray that your kind office may be pleased to direct a time-bound investigation into the NBRAID audio tape matter by an independent agency such as the Central Bureau of Investigation, CBI, under judicial supervision, with the report placed before the Honorable Supreme Court of India within a fixed time frame. Ensure swift criminal prosecutions of all persons, irrespective of positions or political affiliations, who are found to have abetted, conspired in, financed, or directed the ethnic violence against the Kuki-Zo community since May 2023. Direct the National Investigation Agency, NIA, to take up the investigation of the armed attack on Mulam and Sonul villages on 24 April 2026. Identify the perpetrators and chain of commands and bring them to justice without delay. Sanction immediate ex gratia reliefs and rehabilitation to the families of those killed, to the injured, and to those whose homes have been destroyed in Mulam and Sonul villages, with special provision for the widowed and orphaned of the deceased, and direct the rebuilding of the affected villages under central supervision. Augment the deployment of Central Armed Forces, Police Forces in the foothill and buffer areas of the Kuki-Zo district of Churachandpur, Kangpokpi, Ternopal and Chandil, with a clear mandate to prevent armed incursions and protect civilian lives and property. Initiate a structured political dialogue with the legitimate representative of the Kuki-Zo people, including Kuki in Manipur, the Kuki-Zo Council, and the elected MLAs, to deliver a durable political solution that secures the life, land, identity, and constitutional rights of the community. Guarantee the safety and democratic space of all participants, particularly women, in the peaceful mass rally scheduled for 29 April 2026, and direct the state machinery to refrain from the obstruction of or retaliatory action against the rally and its organizer. Make a public assurance to the people of Manipur and to the Kuki-Zo women and children in particular, the Union government will not permit impunity for those who orchestrated the violence, and that the rule of law will be restored without fear or favor. Sir, the women of the Kuki-Zo community continue to repose our faith in the Constitution of India and in your leadership. We honestly trust that the Union government, under your stewardship, will rise to this moment and ensure that justice, truth, and accountability are delivered, not as a matter of grace, but as the lawful right of every citizen of this nation. We thank you for your kind attention and remain ever hopeful of a just and timely response from your good office. With the highest regard, President Kuki Women Organization for Human Rights and President Kuki Women Union General Headquarters.
Chitan Chohin, Hachan Padin Manova, Ihungizo now, Gipi memorandum Chichuahin, Abula Patna, Achatoka Humpahozo, say Chunga Kipatu, Kain Sayin, to let Haulam Kai, Humpahozo, say Chungazo Kipatu is saving, to let Kumsom Gupchulama, Minomihan, Nipa is on let Humpahozo, say Chungazon Kipatu is saving. Now him Kipua, Inam Sungai Lua, Hunka Sons on Mizan, Amkat Melmuina Ubin, Amozo, say Chungazon Kipatu is saving. To the program, Lord him Nahi, Lamkai Hobo Hilo, Lamkai Hobo Mahin, along him Sachulang like he, Ibon Sava, to the program he Lord himself, he heaven, to Dingle Mila Mazong, Inam Pig Ikona, boarding Todding, Hitia, Pandu, Hitia, boarding Hitina, Hum Dile, Tunia Sama, Hihoizole, Pazole, Tamzoa, Kihom taking in Zong, Tutana Pangho, Kanami Piti Hozo, say, Tinaleni and the Zonganayin, program Suma say here, Borhe, Neva, Heti, Mutin, Kinai, the Mohitin, Packet Zongle, Ipan Lanate, Iho, Matari Gilavin, Gali, the Captain Point, Ihina, Ipanate, Chiva, Ipanubangin, Pangzing and Zong Kiti Move, Zongzi and Long today at the end social media Langa, Moi Popio, Hello Media Lama in charge, so those in Zong, Hitunia Ekimans and Hozosi, Album Letting Alone, Nathan Salva, Tunia Aka Ochengo, Tunia Akakana, watching in Ampika and Hozosi, two in Saint Letting and Lohozo, but Nasaka in the Zinging and Zong, Tunia Media Lama Hozong, Tilhonaka in the to Tui and Lam to the Padhozong, so Humhana Dingin, Nohoi Neo, get the Blue Charin, the Padhozong, Humhana, NAP Denovin, Kahinkove.